Thank you so much, and greetings everyone from Washington, D.C. It's an honor to be with you all today. So I am so excited to introduce Moses. It's been a great joy to work with him and his team over the past couple months. Moses, and I don't say this lightly, he's a 15-year-old innovator, very inspiring young man who started developing ExamNet in mid-2019 and launched it in 2020. He is a Form 2 student at Muntazir Islamic Seminary. He is passionate about using technology to solve problems, and this really pushed him to develop ExamNet. Of course, Moses will explain in great detail what ExamNet is, but just as a sort of headline for you all, ExamNet is a mobile and web app that helps primary school students from grades 5 to 7 to improve their knowledge and problem-solving skills by attempting different tests through the app. This platform is currently used all over Tanzania, and Moses hopes that he'll be able to expand his reach to all over Africa. And ExamNet currently has over 10,000 users. And I will just say, as an aside, I work in the social impact and innovation space, and I am always inspired by people who are using their innovation skills and talents to really transform communities and social systems. And I really see Moses as a social entrepreneur. So with that, I will hand it over to Moses so he can share ExamNet with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome, Moses.
Just a brief question. Can you all see my slides?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Great. My school's national exams performance in 2020 has increased by approximately 24% after effective use of ExamNet app by my students. These are the exact words said by Mr. Mbaga, who is the head teacher of Makumbusho Primary School. Hello there, everyone. My name is Moses Mbaga. I'm 15 years old, and I'm the founder and developer of ExamNet, where we aim at putting education in every child's hand. Well, I can start when I was in primary school. So basically, when I was in primary school, I and my friends experienced that we didn't have a lot of learning resources to prepare us for our national exams. And you can imagine that us, the fortunate ones, felt this. What would the less fortunate ones feel? So basically, they'll feel this higher than we feel it right now. So they're at a worse state than where we are right now, which is what pushed me to creating ExamNet, which is a mobile and web app that has multiple tests to improve children's education knowledge and problem-solving skills. And also, we are enabling the one-to-one teacher ratio, whereby at the moment, the student-to-teacher ratio is very high, whereby with ExamNet, we're reducing it to 1:1. And ExamNet is also available on Google Play and the App Store, and will also be available on web at examnet.net. We are also introducing video lectures to enhance more of the one-to-one student-teacher ratio, digital books instead of physical books, and expanding to secondary schools in other markets as in other countries. ExamNet is also recognized and supported by these 4 key organizations headed by the National Examination Council of Tanzania. And this is a short customer journey video. So just to give you the feel of how it feels. So this is where you choose a language, then you create an account or login. Then here you put in your credentials. Then you just log in. You get some coronavirus tips because you know children, you have to give them something. And here you have the subjects. Then you get the list of tests. You basically choose any test. You get some instructions to guide you through the test. You'll have your time at the very top. You have your question in the middle. Then you have your options to choose from at the bottom and your submit button at the very bottom. Then it will be a bundle of 50 questions. Then you answer them. You get your scores and correction. This is the corrections page. So basically tell you if you're right or wrong and give you all your corrections. Then at last you just press done and you'll be done. So basically now, because internet is widely accessible and affordable, And because Africa is now growing digitally, because internet is widely accessible, it will be easy for ExamNet to penetrate into the market because internet and technology is now widely accessible throughout Tanzania and Africa as a whole. And basically, another minor thing is that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, students are now urged to go into e-learning because schools are now closed, so physical contact is pretty much discouraged. We have a potential market of 9 million students in Tanzania, whereby we estimate that our serviceable market will be 5% of the potential market, which is 150,000 students. We don't have any direct competitor because we haven't started going to secondary schools because all our competitors are for secondary school. But speaking of secondary school, once we get there, our competitor who has most market share of 25% is THL Learning. And this is a team that is headed by me, the system developer and founder. And we believe that this is the winning team, given that they have a lot of years in experience in their specific sectors, as 25 years in project management, 23 years in teaching, over 4 years of digital marketing. And also, to spice things up, we also have an advisory board that is chaired by Professor Onesungoi. As of yesterday, 28th March, ExamNet has a total of 8,700 users and over 12,200 done tests. But note that we haven't started charging yet. Through research that we've done through questionnaires to different parents, we've come up with a solid amount of $1.3 US as a subscription fee that can be paid monthly, quarterly, or annually. And our market share, we are estimating that we'll start with 10% of the serviceable market, but increasing 5% each year to year 5, ending with 30%. And annual costs will be increasing by 10% each year. And these are financials, so these are for Tanzania only, so these figures will actually increase once we expand to other markets. So we are estimating to have a loss on year 1 of 70,000, but starting with a profit from year 2 of 67,000, going to a profit of 324,000 in year 5. Finally, we are asking for an investment of $257,000 for 10% equity in my business. And we're asking for this amount of money so that we can reach our market share that we are planning to get there. And this money will go into marketing, whereby it will be 60%, and 30% will go into overhead costs, and 10% will go into other costs, including system improvement and exams preparation. Having said that, hope you enjoyed, and welcoming you for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you for a good presentation. I'd like to welcome judges. Welcome.
I'll jump in first this time around, and lovely presentation, Moses. Thank you, and great to see you've done all the work in your slides. Just one question from our side, and you've got quite a lot of users. How do you plan to start charging them? Have you thought about how you're going to get, but you've been giving something away for free, now to start charging those people? And do you have any idea what that drop-off is going to be, people not wanting to use it anymore, if they have to pay for it?
So basically, at first, while the initial idea was there, charging wasn't an option. We didn't have that in mind. But due to other costs, other running costs, we decided to come with this figure that we actually researched. We asked various parents and teachers and students themselves if they think the given price is actually affordable for them. And they said it is. So at first, even though we said that we're gonna start charging, we estimated that half of that are only gonna pay. So if it's 8,700 users, we're estimating that 4,350 will pay. But with if we can get the asked investment, if we invest much in marketing, we expect to have higher users, which will lead to higher revenue.
Okay. And looking at other funders besides the parents, you know, in other words, like a B2B or B2G kind of a funding model.
Can you please repeat?
So instead of the parents funding for the use of the app, getting other funders like business to government or business to business, NGOs, something along those lines. How far have you got on those?
So basically, apart from the parents, we also have some other. We have two main projects under ExamNet that we also find will be giving us revenue. One of them is what we call the ExamNet online competition, which is basically an annual event that will be conducted somewhere near the national exams, whereas we gather students, we test them. Generally, they'll see the results generally and get their scores and corrections. So basically here, our business model will be that there'll be maybe a participation fee for the schools, or there'll be either some booths, educational sector booths, maybe stationery companies, publishing books companies, they'll actually pay for the booths. And another thing is what we call schools intervention, which is a project that we're giving data to specific schools for the students. Because a student will be doing the tests, then the teacher will be getting data that your student has done these tests. They got this much. So it kind of helps the teacher evaluate and see where my student is actually going. They'll have graphs and everything. So it's more of data.
Great. Okay. You're very much going in the right direction there. Well done, Moses and Dave. Roger.
I'll have a quick one. Moses, congratulations truly to have, what was it, 8,500 users. The growth is going to be the issue, right? So with any subscription model, as we know, there are drop-offs the minute we start charging. And at the 10% for the $257,000, any investor would want to know, how are you going to secure the growth and ensure that it's sustainable for the period of 5 to 7 years that they're in your life, or less or more, depending on the investor. So talk to me about how are you truly going to get that growth to be able to give the investor a good return?
So basically, I can take you back a few months ago, where we conducted a small series of social media ads that were basically up on Instagram, Facebook, and Google, as in Google Ads. So it was a two-day pilot that we invested $150 and got over 2,000 users, about 1,000 each day. So we believe if we invest much in marketing, that's why you see that most of the money in the budget goes to marketing. We believe that with the given investment, marketing, as it goes 60%, will basically drive all the subscription and drive all the traction. So if we have the right marketing tools and just given the right amount, I believe we'll reach our goal.
Okay. I want to just give you the advice that it's a different game when people are having to pay to trying something for free. And we always say, you know, a good deal is only a good deal if they paid for it. So, but I'm very encouraged by your presentation. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. But as another note, I think the 10% is also negotiable. So, but
thank you. Okay.
To be honest.
On my side, again, congratulations, really well done presentation, very clear, and you did a really good job explaining what you're doing. Just to clarify, the 150,000 students, that's just the 5th to 7th grade student body? That's the addressable market?
Yeah, that is the serviceable market with given investments, but
okay.
But there is a potential market of 3 million students. But if we said we're going to target all 3 million at first, it will be kind of too big
yeah.
to start with.
And the 3 million students would include also the secondary school, or is just primary school?
That is including the secondary school. So it's primary and secondary.
Now, I know you haven't had revenue yet, but in that revenue model that you put together, are you including any sort of connectivity cost bundled for the students, as I assume they would be accessing this content on their phones? So there might be some connectivity costs associated with it. How have you thought about that?
So basically, we've approached multiple mobile phone companies like Vodacom, Tigo, because they have projects of their own that they call educational bundles. So basically, if you go to them and pitch your idea to them, and if they find it helpful for students, they basically make it free for students. So we are working on it. We are talking to different mobile phone companies, seeing what they think about it. But it's already in plan, because if they give you that opportunity, it means the students will be using the app for free without any connectivity costs.
Okay. Thank you.
Stop talking really quick.
Thank you, Moses. And I can tell from the judges there isn't any more questions. We appreciate your presentation. We wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate